So today I'm going to do a review on my Pirelli P Zeros. Last time I did a review, I had some Nankang, I think they were the AS1s. That was about 6 months ago. Since then, I've probably put in about 25,000 miles on this vehicle. Since then, I've put a little over 50,000 on it within the year that I've had it. So that's about 6 months. This is probably about 25,000 that I've put on it since that last video. The front tires, they're right around 7/32 left of tread on them, so they're still pretty good, and they've been lasting pretty well, holding up pretty good. The rears, on the other hand, this is my actual third set. After you get pretty low on these tires in the rear, in the wet, they aren't the best. You'll feel a lot of swaying and coming from the back, so you'll have to change them out, especially if you ride pretty hard like I do. So this is my actual third set on the rear, and once again, I ride pretty hard, and so you're gonna go through them. But the main reason why I change them out is because, like I say, once you get pretty low on the rear and you start to ride it in the wet, you'll notice the swaying in the back. Now, when you got tread on them, they're planted, wet or dry, they're planted. But when it's wet and you wear them down, you'll sway in the back. Now, I don't have any swaying in the wet from the front end because they still have tread, and you know, the front just not gonna wear as fast as the back. But this back end, once you start wearing them down, you'll need to change them out, because you'll definitely feel a lot of sway in the back. I call it skating. That's what it feels like you're doing. It feels like you're just skating down the highway when it's wet out and you lose tread in the back. So you'll definitely need to keep the back pretty much fresh. Otherwise, it'll be kind of scary, especially with a big, heavy SUV going down the road. You don't want that play. But when you do have tread on all of them, man, these suckers stay planted, and I mean planted. You know, they're awesome tires overall, and this is probably what I'll get going forward. I'll likely get Pirelli P Zeros going forward. Now, the reason that I went through the the set in the middle set is because I wasn't about to buy a brand new set of rears. So I bought used rears, which had about 832s, 932s left on them, and I went through those probably in about maybe 2.5 months. Probably the first set lasted about 4 months, and this the second set lasted probably about 2.5 months, and I had to replace them. Now, and once again, I ride pretty hard, and in the wet it starts to feel very unsafe. So that's another reason for changing them out. But I wasn't about to buy a brand new set for the rear, and I knew I was going to wear through them again pretty quick. Now, whenever I had to get a whole new set again, like the front and rear, I like to get a new set. But the front's still good, and I'm still going through the front from when I initially got them. So that's one thing to look out for when you get them. They're great tires. They stay planted. I mean, they're nothing like the Continentals I had. The Continentals were good. They actually were pretty good. I can't say nothing bad about the Continentals. I just like these a whole lot better. The Nankangs, they were okay. You know, no big deal out of them. But they definitely can't compare to the Continentals or these Pirelli P Zeros. Now, one thing I have noticed, because each set that I've gotten on the rear, I've gotten a little bigger. Like the front is a 295, it's 295, 35, 21. The second set I went to on the rear, I went to a 305, 35, 21. And this set I currently have on here right now is a 315, 35, 21. Now, one thing I did notice is that these 315s have slightly more road noise than the 295s and the 305s. So I did notice some road noise coming from these 315s, but the 295s and the 305s, I didn't hear much road noise at all. So I'll probably go back to 305s on the rear on the next set. But I just was able to get a good deal on these 315s, I guess because not a lot of people buying 315s, so I was able to get a good deal on them. But I'll probably go back to 305s on the rear, and they work great as well. But tires overall, planted great in the dry or the wet when you have tread. Once you start losing tread on them, it's a wrap. You don't want to ride with them in the wet. Once you start losing tread, it's kind of scary actually. And I probably don't do more than 70 in the wet with these when I start losing tread. With tread you can match the gas, you know, but without, I wouldn't dare go over 70. It gets scary, you know. But other than that, you know, I hope you find this review a little useful and help you make some tire buying decisions. All right, guys, later.